very exciting time to be in the studio right now. We're so excited about this show. Let me tell you about the fun guests that are coming by. We've got cartoonist Gustav Carlson dropping by the studio, everybody. Pastry chef Tammy Varney is going to be here. Yeah. Yes. She's going to be cooking up some pastries for us, a lot of pastries. Also, Pat Ryan Key and the band I Do Declare is coming by.
Boom.
Yes, we're excited to hear their music. And hey, we want to check in with our house band, me and Owen. Look like there's some changes going on over here with the band, so I'm going to take a journey over to see these guys.
Hello, Jason.
Hey, Jason.
Welcome back.
Hey, Owen.
Oh, I know. He
What's
does this
up?
all the time.
So what's going on over here? I mean, we've got a drummer in here today. This is very exciting.
Your personal drummer, Jason.
My personal drummer is
Personal
here.
drummer.
Yep, you were able to make the long journey to the studio today. So tell me about, who is this? This is Charlie, right?
Charlie Platt.
Charlie Platt. Round of applause for Charlie Platt, everybody.
Best drummer in the world.
That's right. And you
Thank
guys have been playing together for a number of years, is that right?
65 years probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, around that.
You don't look that old, but I'm going to say you do look a little rough today.
What do you mean?
I mean, well, I mean,
Jammies.
you just roll out of bed or what?
I'm an artist, man.
Believe me, I totally understand that. Unbeknownst to you, the rest of the team here, we kind of took it upon ourselves to get you a makeover. That's right, courtesy of our friends at the Mustache stores in both Fayetteville and Bentonville and Gorilla Salon up in Bentonville. We are going to give you a total makeover. Round of applause for them, everybody.
Boy, needs
Did you
it.
know about this? Did you know about this? This is a conspiracy.
This guy was the mastermind behind it all,
This is a
really.
conspiracy.
Absolutely. So, if you want to set your guitar down and follow Will, who's over here, we're going to take you and get you all set up. Can we have a big round of applause for Jason as he goes out to his makeover?
Go get sexy, baby. Get sexy.
All right, he'll be joining us again in just a few moments. And ladies and gentlemen, I invite you just to stick around. After this short break, we'll be right back.
Yeah.
Well, I see a pond.
Yeah. You know, if we built a deck, I bet it would look a lot better.
I see the deck extending the entire length of the city.
I see the deck, entire length of the city, stretching out to the entire country.
I see the country united under Phase 1 deck floor.
I see no more pollution. I see no more cracked concrete.
I see no more poverty, no more sadness.
I see a bright future.
Everybody's got a mustache.
Everybody's got a mustache.
Ladies and gentlemen, I do declare.
Song's called Just Another Boy Toy. Well, she is coy with her tricks and her questions get her fix. And I realize I'm a boy, and it's wrong. Well, I am known, tried my best, but my thoughts young gave me no rest. And I'm lost with her and don't mind. I ought to call it a night. Hey, Jay! Well, there she sat to my left, and I fight her with my right. And I'm so much in love, I don't wash my hands clean.
All right, and we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm joined in the studio now by Gustav Carlson, cartoonist. Round of applause for Gustav for being here. So, hey, I just wanted to have you by the studio, man, because I've been really intrigued with your work over the last few years, and you've made the transition to living in Fayetteville now, so I thought what a great opportunity to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
So talk to us about what you do.
Well, by day I'm a simple comic book artist, and by night I'm
A superhero.
still a comic book artist.
Right.
Generally live in a small cave, live off coffee, and just draw comics all day and night.
And do you publish these comics?
I do self-publishing. I do a mixture of webcomic and print runs on some of the collections of those.
Cool. So where can we find your work? Like if we want to look you up on the net.
Currently,
net. Do people say the net? The web?
I think that was the 90s.
That was the
thriller.
90s, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah, the net. Sandra Bullock. Thank you.
But yeah, no, I have two websites currently. Well, I have three, but two that are currently running
Right.
with eveoftheozarks.com, which is also available on print through that website. And I just started a new comic, which is my first foray into something based outside of the Ozarks, which is Tourist Unknown, touristunknown.com.
And can you give us the premise of like either of those?
Yeah, Eve of the Ozarks takes place in the early 1800s of the Arkansas Ozarks, specifically Newton County. And it's kind of a sort of a Calvin and Hobbesy, but more adventure story.
Right.
That follows this young girl named Eve as she gets into scraps with a bunch of like folkloric monsters and things like that.
So folkloric monsters that exist or are rumored to have lived around the Ozark region?
A mixture of the two.
Okay.
Like the Gowrow, which is a kind
Right.
of popular Ozark monster.
Yes.
Subterranean lizard monster, which
Right.
is totally up my alley.
Yeah.
And then I make up some like the sad sap, which is just really depressed tree sap that becomes a giant blob. So.
That one sounds awesome. I'm terrified of tree sap. So I can see that you have some stuff here with you. This is digital.
Yes,
You made the transition to digitizing your images.
With Tourist Unknown, yeah, I moved to digital, I guess January of this year. I used to predominantly work in a mixture of ink, watercolors, and sometimes digital coloring, but decided to make the switch with a sci-fi comic because it felt right. Yeah. And I can work from anywhere now. I still work in the cave, but I have the option to leave the cave, which is more freeing.
That's nice. So since it's here with you, you might as well just sketch up something while we're talking about these things. And I see also in there you've got a copy of the book, and I would love to hold that up and show the folks. So this is one of your comics, Eve of the Ozarks, right here, everybody, if you can get a good shot of that. So this is a recent publication, yes?
Yes, it was out right before Christmas last year.
And I just leafing through here, you can see some of Gustav's art in here. Yeah. Isn't that neat?
Beautiful.
And he's just been sitting in the studio kind of while we've been getting ready to go today, and he's just whipping up some drawings of whatever. And I'll tell you, I was intrigued. We're working on a project right now together, I suppose, and we were just having a meeting about this thing, right? So we're talking about these different characters that we might have in this play that we're involved in. And just while we're talking about the characters, Gustav is sitting off to the side, just drawing basically exactly what we're describing in the moment. So, I mean, tell me, have you always been a cartoonist? Are these images just pop into your mind? Where does your sort of passion for this thing come from?
Yeah, as far back as I can remember, I've been drawing. We used to live out in the Ozarks on a small farm, and the nearest neighbor's something like 3 miles away. So you kind of have a lot of time to play inside your head, and I would always just end up taking imaginary friends or whatever kind of ideas were in my head and just drawing them.
Right.
And yeah, and slowly the pictures started to become characters, and slowly the characters started to get into stories, and slowly it became comics.
So neat. And I remember you a few years ago at the film festival here in Fayetteville. You and a group of guys had a film in there called Natural State of America. Is that
I did some animation work for them. I illustrated stuff that our brilliant animator Terrell Case then actually made move. The magic of movement's a little beyond me at the moment, but yeah, they did a kind of an end credit sequence, some moving diagrams and charts to kind of further explain some points in that film.
Right, very cool. So what would you say, like, say there's somebody out there watching, in the audience watching right now, and they're, passionate about drawing, or maybe they don't think that they have that much talent. How would you encourage them to continue?
I mean, we all start from, everyone starts with kind of crummy drawings, everybody. So it just takes a lot of crummy drawings and you'll start getting good ones. And I'll get there eventually too, but.
Right, yeah, because this stuff I'm looking at is just horrific. I mean, it's terrible. I don't like. So I just wanted to draw attention. I don't know if you can get a shot of this, but this is the monster he was just describing, the Gowrow monster, which is an Ozark sort of legendary creature, lizard-like subterranean monster, as you described, and obviously featured in this particular comic. So what happens right here? Does Eve attack this guy? Is this obviously? So one of the legends, I know a little bit about this monster. One of the things is that when you see apple cores on the ground, you know that this monster could be around because he likes to eat apples, right?
Right.
So I'm noticing even you've got the details of the apple cores in there, just really fascinating stuff. What happens in the comic with Eve and the monster here?
Eve finds an apple tree and just begins eating from it, and it turns out it's the Gowrow's property, essentially, and it decides...
he owns property.
Yeah, and the Gowrow sees it as a property, like worms are living in it, it's getting rent from the worms, but it's never actually eaten an apple yet. So Eve gets up in the apple trees eating them, and the Gowrow's not really all that stoked about,
of course,
her real estate being devoured. So Eve starts throwing apples at her, and the Gowrow eats one and becomes addicted to apples.
Totally.
And then I get to draw a fat Gowrow, and it's great.
And there's some other monsters in here too. There looks like to be a Sasquatch type monster in here. Is that right?
Yeah, the Hairy.
The Hairy is his name. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a picture of that guy. So, and people can pick up these books, right? I mean, you have these comics for sale, probably through your website, but can they get them locally at bookshops as well?
I believe Nightbird Books still carries them. If not, they probably will be again soon. So.
Yeah, cool. Well, and I know you're sketching something there, and hopefully we're going to be able to show our audience. I mean, that's just fascinating to me. So we're going to give you a break here and ask you to keep on working on that so that we can have something to show the good folks at home, the good folks in our studio audience. Thanks so much for dropping by.
Thank you very
It's really
much.
fascinating to talk to you.
It was a pleasure.
Really appreciate it. Round of applause for Gustav, everybody.
Pretty bleak out there, but what if you built a bridge?
A bridge over troubled waters? I see a concert in this park by Simon and Garfunkel.
Yes, but not the old Simon and Garfunkel, a new, rejuvenated, cloned version of them.
I see clone version of Simon and Garfunkel funking it up in our new park with also us and clone versions of ourselves, so we get twice the audience.
I see us and Simon and Garfunkel partying like rock stars, and they have mustaches.
And we have mustaches.
Yes, we do.
everybody. I'm joined in the studio now by Tammy Varney, who's coming by the studio to talk to us about some pastries, some desserts.
Yeah.
Hi, how's it going?
I'm doing really well. How are you?
Good. I'm doing really well. This is a fun show. And you've got a lot of great things set out here for us. So talk to me about what's going to happen right now.
Yeah, I wanted to just talk about some simple summer dessert ideas that you can just use some products that you're finding pretty readily available right now. Look at this basket of farmers market produce. It's gorgeous.
I know. We're so lucky here to have these excellent farmers markets everywhere you go.
Yeah, it's like a movie set every time I go to farmers
Yeah.
market. It's beautiful. So we've got some plums, we've got some peaches, some cherries, some blackberries, and actually some herbs, some thyme and some lemon basil. And these just came actually out of my garden.
Nice.
And I really like to use some herbs in desserts and kind of give it a little bit of dimension with that. So yeah, we're gonna roast some fruit, and then we're gonna take that roasted fruit and build like a tiny little cake in this little mold, and it'll be beautiful and perfect, and you can do this.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're going to
So basically,
started?
like
What do we do?
to roast the fruit, you're just gonna take the fruit. You don't even have to pit your cherries. This is how easy it is. Just throw them on a sheet pan, whatever you think, whatever combination sounds good to you. Usually, I like to say whatever grows in the same season. It's
Right.
usually good choices together. So you can go ahead and peel your peaches if you want to. It's fine not to. Just go ahead and don't be nervous. There's no dessert police that are going to come and find you and like tell you didn't do your peaches right.
Right.
So
I'm often afraid of the dessert.
there
police.
are, yeah, they
terrifying
exist.
guys,
It's a thing.
really.
It's a thing. So yeah,
Too much chocolate. You always tell me.
no, I say do what you want. Do what you want.
And so this stuff is like accessible, right? I mean,
Yeah.
the thing is, what you're doing right now doesn't look too difficult to me yet.
No.
But I'm often the guy who is afraid of anything in the kitchen. So this is nice to see how simple this can be.
Yeah, a lot of people are intimidated by prepping stone fruit, and don't worry about it. Don't feel like you have to like skin it and get it apart from the pit. I just simply section it just like an orange wedge and just kind of pry it out with my knife. Makes it a little easier. And where these herbs come in is you could certainly roast these. You're going to roast this fruit at about 425 for maybe 10 or 15 minutes. You just want it to get a little soft and
Right.
infuse the flavors. So you could certainly put some of the herbs down, put the fruit over it. You can do all kinds of stuff, but then you're gonna have to fish those out later.
Wow, I can already smell that.
Yeah, isn't
Wow.
it nice with
Yeah.
the fruit? What I like to do instead is maybe just pick some of the herbs and put in a bowl of sugar and rub the sugar, and then you've got this great sweetening agent. The magic.
That's my own
the
personal drummer
magic
over there.
of lemon thyme sugar.
Yeah,
I have a little
so
lemon
what is this?
zest
What
in it,
are
too.
you drizzling onto the
This
creation?
is just sugar that I zested a lemon into, a little microplane grater that I have, and I took some of this thyme and just picked the leaves and just rubbed it really well so that the oils release. And that's it. This is like going in the oven. And it's
Just like
gonna,
that?
yeah, just like that. It's that simple. It's gonna be maybe 425 for about 10-15 minutes
Cool.
till it's soft or until
Right.
it looks something like that.
Nice.
And
And then what do you take? What do you do with this?
so basically, we're just going to layer this up. It's kind of like a little take on like a shortcake, only we're going to use a little bit of a rum simple syrup that I made. It's just half water, half sugar that you boil. Throw a little bit of rum in there. And we're going to use today just a cake that you can buy in the freezer section at any store. I
Right.
mean, it's just a little pound cake. It wasn't quite big enough when I cut it to fit the little ring that I'm making this dessert in. So I just did 2 pieces back to back.
Nice.
And then I just used the ring that I'm gonna build it in to cut it. You don't have to have this fancy dessert ring. You could just use a circle cutter from
Sure.
Hobby Lobby.
Right.
It'll be fine. So basically the idea here is just put the cake in the ring, put a little simple syrup
It's already looking delicious.
on your cake.
All you had to do was say cake, and I was hungry.
Right, I know. And this comes together really quickly. So some of this beautiful fruit that you just roasted in there. And you don't have to be particularly neat about it because this ring is kind of keeping you honest.
Sure. So talk to us a little bit about like where do you have the opportunity to go with your creations? Where can people find you?
Yeah, right now I'm a pastry chef at Ella's Restaurant at the Inn at Carnal Hall. And I love working there. They're a great crew. They just put out a brand new menu. My dessert menu is brand new. Just great energy there right now. So, and I also teach at NWAC. I teach an advanced cake decorating class at NWAC. I just threw a little whipped cream in there.
Yeah, love it.
Gonna put
And then you
some
put
more cake.
More cake?
More
I mean,
cake.
can this get better? What?
There's no such thing as too much cake.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
It's a little bit thick. So it doesn't have to be pretty. Again, it's like this cake doesn't have to fit in here perfectly. Nobody's gonna see it. And I like to actually, if you do have a dessert ring, I like to actually just top it with a little bit of whipped cream. And
Never hurt anybody, right? A little whipped cream.
like everybody has a dessert ring hanging around their house, right? This
Right.
could also be like a can. It could be like a soup can or
Sure,
like a
very accessible.
tuna can.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. So this is gonna chill for a little bit in the refrigerator until it's really nice and the cake is all, nice and moistened, and then you're gonna push it up through the dessert ring and unmold it.
So it's just, that's it.
That's it. And then there's just what you can do to make this look incredible on the plate.
Okay, awesome. Well, I want to invite everybody just to stick around for a little bit. When we come back after this short break, we've got a combo effort between Tammy and Gustav in the world of art and pastry together. So, ladies and gentlemen, stick around for more after this break. All right, here we go. One more time with I Do Declare.
Thank you. Appreciate y'all. This next song is called, what's it called? Key of Easy. All I've been know by motion. All I believe I'm true. All I've been know live ocean. All I believe I'm true. All I've been know live ocean. All I believe I'm true. All I've been know live ocean. All I believe I'm true. Ooh, you're my pain. Ooh, you're still here. Ooh, you're my love. By day, you're alive, oh God. Oh, by motion, yeah. Oh, I believe I'm true. Ooh, you're my pain. Ooh, yes it is. You're my love.
It's a desolate field, but what if we planted crops?
I see us planting crops. I see us planting crops that the fruits of those crops would cause us to never be hungry.
We could feed the entire country.
I see us feeding the whole country with these crops, and indeed the whole world.
I see us feeding not only the whole world, but sending it to outer space and feeding other worlds.
I see those other worlds eating our foods and coming to our country and our planet and competing with us in some sort of challenge.
But we'll have better mustaches when they show up.
Mustaches.
Mustaches.
Look at this guy over here. Yeah. So Gus is back out here with us, and he is, I mean, what, can he just draw on, what's happening?
Yeah, it seems all wrong, right? No, he's actually doing something totally edible, and it's a really cool way to do something different on your dessert that brings a way to, it's a way to bring art into something, that's pretty traditional. And so, yeah, you can actually get these markers anywhere, Hobby Lobby, Walmart.
Are they just Crayola marker? I mean, what are they?
No, they are actually Food Writer pens, and they're specifically made with food coloring. And so, yeah, you do need to make sure you get a food safe pen. But other than that, it's just you just treat it like anything else.
Awesome. So my mind is exploding right now. What he's doing is that he is, with edible pens, writing on gum paste.
Yeah.
Is that the right name? And we're going to use this gum paste to continue to create the dessert we were making before.
Yeah, gum paste is just a sugar dough, basically. It's got a hardener in it. Once we wrap it, we're going to wrap this around the dessert, and it's going to kind of harden and form this cool shell. And then you can do all kinds of stuff to the top.
Cool.
So that's what I've done is I've just rolled out the gum paste really thin, measured it to the size, and there's lots of different ways that you can garnish this dessert. I mean, that's a really unique, spectacular way. This one we finished a little differently. I made a white chocolate collar, and this is really sometimes intimidating to people, but it's really not that hard. I've got this cool stuff that we get, in the professional kitchen called acetate, and it comes in the right.
It's just like the transparency sheet.
Yeah, it's just a transparency sheet. Page protector works great. Just cut the size you need and melt yourself some white chocolate. Doesn't have to be fancy white chocolate. It could even be white chocolate chips.
Would the food police allow that? Dessert police, would they?
They do get a little funny about chocolate chips, but we just do what you want to do.
Yeah.
That's all I say.
Really?
And so really all you're going to do is just spread a thin layer. And do it on, you're going to go past the acetate. And you don't want it too thin. You want it thick enough to stand up. And once you've got it coated, you're actually just going to pick this up. And it looks really rough on the inside, but that's going to be the part that you won't see. Right. And you're going to wrap it around the dessert. And the shiny side is going to set. Kind of just glue it to itself around the dessert, pop it in the fridge, and after about, half an hour or so, you can come back with a little paring knife or something and just slowly peel off the acetate. And it gives it this really nice, perfect shell that looks like you just really worked hard at it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So then what happens?
So then you can do all kinds of stuff with this. I mean, I love to decorate with just stuff that we have around that's plentiful. Again, go back to your fruits. Probably put some blackberries in the bottom here and just start building up a little bit of fruit on top of here. It's already pretty. You don't really need to do a whole lot else to it to make it pretty. So And I like the fruit sticking up a little bit over the collar.
Awesome. I know it doesn't read on TV, but my stomach is totally growling right now.
It smells
Looking at
really
this
good,
stuff.
all this fruit.
Absolutely.
So you can go crazy, any kind of fruit you want.
Nice. And then I guess, I mean, he's creating some amazing picture over here. And when we come back in just a minute, we're going to see this on a dessert, and we're going to get to experience that together as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, stick around right after these messages for more with Later. All right, one more time, ladies and gentlemen. I do declare.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. This next song is called I've Seen the Rain. Oh, I've seen your pain. Standing in the rain. And tell my mama, and tell your papa that you listen, yeah, and those are not. Oh, my baby, tell my sissy, and her hubby, yeah, and those are too. Oh, I see your pain. Standing in the rain. Oh, my lady, tell my lady that you listen, yeah, and those are not. Oh, my baby, oh, my lady, yeah, you listen, yeah, and those are too. Oh, I see your rain. Standing in the rain. See your pain. Standing in the rain. Tell my baby, tell my lady that you listen, and those are not. Oh, my lady, tell your mama, yeah, to listen, yeah, and those are too. Oh, I've seen your pain. Standing in the rain. Oh, I've seen your pain. Standing in the
Fantastic job, fantastic job. I do declare, everybody. Pat Ryan Key here from I Do Declare. Hey, man, we just wanted to take a second and check in with you guys. Who's your band? Who do you got up here playing with you, man?
Well, got a full band. Really excited to introduce AJ Lyons. He's a fantastic guitar player, soul guy, and we got Oscar Paras on the drums. He also is a DJ. Does
Nice.
No Faces with his brother, Cello Tranquillo. We also got our bass player, Austin Smith, best friend for 12 years. So.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks
Good
so much
stuff.
for coming out, you guys. And how can people check you out if you if they want to, hear more?
Well, we're all over the web as today's culture. So we're on Facebook. Search I Do Declare or facebook.com/IDDmusic.
Nice.
Also on idodeclaremusic.com and stuff available on iTunes and all that jazz. So.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thanks, guys, so much for coming by. We really appreciate it. Another big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for I Do Declare. Stick around. We'll be right back after this short break.
When I look out there, I see a tree.
Maybe we can plant some flowers around the tree.
I see the flowers. I see the flowers blooming into a flower festival.
I see us painting the old barn, getting people to come, and maybe rejuvenating the whole park.
I see the whole park being united under one dome of glass.
And that dome is going to carry us into the future, be a self-sustaining world of a new free order.
Yes, because it's actually a spaceship that's also a time machine.
Yes! And we'll all have mustaches!
Everybody's got to get a mustache to get a ride.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, a big, exciting moment at the show. If you remember earlier, Jason Redcliffe, our band leader, me and Owen, was sent out to get a total makeover, thanks and courtesy of our friends at the Mustache Shops in Bentonville and in Fayetteville and Gorilla Salon up in Bentonville. It's time for the big reveal. Let's see what they did with our friend Jason Redcliffe, All right, looking good, man. Yeah, they totally did you up right, didn't they? Nice. This is completely wooden.
It's a weapon.
It is a weapon. It could be used as a weapon, absolutely. So, how do you feel, man? Totally new.
Good.
Good. You sure?
Kids these days wear pretty tight clothes.
Right? Yeah. So this is what you got. I love it. I love it. I don't know if the camera can see. You've got on a pair of moccasins down here.
I'm cash.
Yeah, you're cash.
Yeah,
Yet formal.
Hoovian.
Yes. Nice. So do you think you could go out and play a gig in an outfit like this?
Yeah. Maybe a little more spandex.
Mm-hmm. A little bit stretchier. Right? Cool. Well, thanks for being willing to do that. And, who knows? We might do it again in the future. We would love to get these guys.
Again, because you're going to maintain my look for me now?
Absolutely. And every
Sweet.
show, I feel like it would be really interesting if you had a different look. So I like that this one is similar to mine. Yeah. And now, since you've been gone for so long, what's really exciting is that you've come back. You've got this whole new look. And while you've been gone, we have created, well, not me personally, but our guests have created a dessert for us to experience.
Oh, I thought it was just for me.
Well, there will be a small portion for you. So after the break, when we come back, we're going to get to eat this dessert together. So stick around, everybody. When we come back from this, Jason, myself, and everybody else who was here on the show, we're going to try out that dessert that Tammy and Gus made for us. All right? Does that sound good? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Look at this. Look at this dessert that Tammy and Gus worked on for us. Amazing, and we're experiencing it. How's that taste, everybody back there? Yeah, everybody's saying it's so good. We just want to thank everybody for being a part of this show. The band I Do Declare was here. Yes, yay. Tammy Varney and her creation here. Thanks for being here, Tammy. Gustav Carlson, everybody, check him out online. Who else? Obviously our band here, me and Owen, Charlie joining us. And we want to give a big shout out to Will here from Gorilla Salon up in Bentonville, helping make this man look like he does now, and which is amazing, by the way. And thanks to you, the viewers, for watching. And be sure to catch us next time for more with Later. Let's do it. I'm going to eat this. person supposed to be? Who is this?
The tourist from the tourist restaurant. The main character.
Does he have a name? Just tourist?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I mean, it's sticky. I just want to stick my face in it. Is this thing edible? What is that?